Hola gang, we are live on YouNow and simulcast supposedly on YouTube. I'm checking. I've got my tabs open. I'm seeing what's going on. Is streaming now, it says, on YouTube. Well, I will be the judge of that. Let's see, I'm trying to check to see where my chats are. See some people tuning in already, which is pretty groovy. Here's 6 of you. I got the chat open, so feel free to start chatting. Okay, so I'm over here at YouTube on my other tab. I'm trying to see exactly. Let's see if I can say something over here and see what it does. It said hi. Okay, well, I don't know. I guess I'll just play this by the numbers and see what happens. Says, this is Old Nerd's first broadcast. Well, on YouNow it is. Say hi and welcome. Okay, I'm waiting. Say hi and welcome. Or I'll say hi and welcome to you. Hi and welcome. So, we're just sitting around tonight. It's like 8:15 right now in the PM. On a Saturday night, and I was just getting ready. I'm going, I think I'll play some Planet Coaster. And then I thought, maybe, hey, Peter, what's up, buddy? Just sitting around. And then I thought, you know what? I've been seeing Ken Domick. I participated in a little chat. Ian K from Peep This Out this last weekend, and I thought, I'll jump on the bandwagon and see how many people I can chat with. Hey, Joshua. Nice to see you, man. Thank you very much for becoming a fan. That's awesome. Poop King. Love the name. Poop King. Right up my old nerd alley. There we go. So are you guys familiar with me over on YouTube? I love your vids, so obviously Poop King is. Great to have you here tonight. As I was saying, I'm not sure if you heard, I just thought I'd jump in here. First time on YouNow. I actually first heard about YouNow in 2012. And it's when a buddy of mine and I went to VidCon down in Anaheim. And YouNow had a booth there. And what they were doing is they had it all set up. And they were allowing people to come up and do things. And they were streaming live. It's basically, I think that's basically when they first came out. So they were kind of introducing people to the service. And my buddy, Bryce L. Tomlinson, I wish he was here tonight. He came and got up in front at the mic and actually sang a song live on YouNow. I don't know if that archive is still floating around, but it was great. He sang an Amy Winehouse song, which was kind of fun. You should do a video with Dame Drops. Well, I don't know Dame. I really don't. We've never communicated. He's never reached out. I wouldn't mind doing it. It's kind of difficult because I'm here in the Pacific Northwest and I'm not sure where he is. But, if we did do a collab, it would be like one of my other collabs where he does something and kind of promotes my channel and I do something and kind of promotes his channel as if he really needs it. So it wouldn't be an actual collab. Cool. All right, so we got 10 people in here. Northeast. Okay. Okay. See, I'm in the Northwest, so I mean, that would be a difficult thing. If we could do some kind of hey, I'll tell you what. I know that Facebook Live is actually implementing a service or a way of broadcasting where you can actually have two people going at the same time. That may be a possibility. If we could get each of us, whether it be me and Dame or me and somebody else, on Facebook Live, that's a possibility. That could be very interesting. That could be cool. So I'm going to go over here and check. I am looking in my video manager right now. It says I'm offline on... Okay, it says I'm offline on YouTube, so I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. Let me see if there's anything that I'm missing. See, it says that I'm live on YouNow, but it says I'm offline. On YouTube. So, I don't know. I don't know, because I know that Ian was... I know that Ian, when he was on his broadcast, he was simulcasting, and it seemed automatically over on YouTube. So I'm just checking my tab right now. So if you're saying something, I'll get right back to you. Let's see. What do we got? See, we got nothing going right now. If I go to my live streaming tab, it still says I'm offline. Supposedly, this is going out, but obviously I'm not doing something right. I don't know, man. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. Because it's got 0 watching now. And nothing going on over there. So anyway, I guess we'll just play over here for now, which is fine. You guys are coming in, and I appreciate you coming in. Just kind of impromptu. I did tweet it out, and I put it out on Tumblr. So this should be broadcasting live to Tumblr too. As far as the rest, I'm not sure. What I am drinking tonight is a Kawaii coffee. This is one of my favorite coffees. It comes in already pre-ground coffee. I'm not sure if it comes in bean form. It may. It's really good coffee. But this is, let me show you these K-cups. They're really interesting. They're like biodegradable and stuff like that. But that's the way they look. Check that out. I got a medium blend. But I mean, it's amazing. You open this up, and the smell of coffee is just potent. It's really awesome. Yeah. Oh, you're number 1 on FOODIE. I wonder if anybody else has got their FOODIE tag. Death Wish. Well, I'll tell you what. I have contacted Death Wish before, James, and they've never gotten back to me. I've offered to go ahead and try, make a video, and they've never gotten back to me. And I have hooked up with them on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I think maybe Google Plus, but they've never gotten back to me. So I mean, if anybody from Death Wish is out there and sees this broadcast, get a hold of me. I'm not really one for real strong coffee. Yeah, that's what I've heard, James, that it's really, really strong. And medium roast, that's what I'm into. Breakfast blends are like too weak for me. It's kind of like watered down stuff. But I love the medium blend. Not sure if I would like this. I'm not a fan of espresso. That is just too strong. But, I have enjoyed some dark roast. So, I mean, we could see. Look up Dame. Well, I don't know. Dame's kind of difficult to get a hold of. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Ethan from Hollywood. Hey, how you doing, man? How's it going down there in Hollywood? I thought I'd show off some of my stuff that I got recently. Some of my more nerdy stuff that I got. I've got so much that I'm doing right now. I've got boxes behind me. You can't see them, but I've got boxes mailed to me, stacked up behind me, waiting for unboxings and stuff. Greetings to you, my friend. One of the more recent things that I got, that I just got from a box from Asian Mall, that I did a unboxing on and released the video today. If you haven't seen that and you're not familiar with my YouTube channel, it's Old Nerd Reviews on YouTube, youtube.com/Old Nerd Reviews. Did a video today, an unboxing Alpha Omega Sin. Okay, I will do that. But I did an unboxing of a thing called Asian Mall. They have snack boxes, but it's kind of different because their snack boxes include geeky gamer stuff or beauty stuff. You can get one or the other, and it's their deluxe boxes. They're medium-sized boxes, and they're smaller boxes. I think they're called minis. Don't have the geeky stuff in them. They may have some stuff on cards and goofy stuff, but their deluxe box, this is what I got out of the deluxe box. If you haven't seen that video, check that out. I love Funko Pops, and that right there, her base fell off. She needs a base, but this is Harley Quinn, if you're not familiar. And the thing is, the reason she needs a base is because of her head. You know, typical Funko Pop vinyls are big, but these braids back here make her head even easier, and she will not stand up on her own. So they gave you a base with it, so that's nice. And she fell off. I'm sorry, Harley. I will try and put you on, and I can't see in this light for it. Yeah, she is cute. I really like her. When my son came over, he came over to do laundry, and he saw her, and he goes, "Oh, I want that one." And so I said, "Well, wrestle it away from me, kid. You ain't getting my Harley Quinn." Okay, she's back on her base. Well, no, she's kind of wobbling. I'll put her back up there on my shelf so she doesn't fall over. And the other thing that I recently got was my Pee Wee Herman bobblehead. Isn't this awesome? He is very heavy and very well painted and sculptured. And this is just one of my all-time favorite things right now. He is so awesome. So, yeah, that's a Pee Wee Herman. And so that's what I've got going recently. And then I've got a place that I'm going to be doing an unboxing, an enveloping from a place called Raw Spice Bar. And if you're not subscribed over to Old Nerd Reviews on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. That should be coming up maybe within a week, something like that. And then I have December's Degusta box, and it's got all kinds of Christmas goodies in it. So I've got that to do. I've got a product that I've still got to put out. I've got a couple videos that I've shot, but I haven't edited yet. I am doing good. How do you say your name? MacLeod? Is that it? Well, glad you're here. I am doing fine tonight. Just an impromptu thing. I didn't even have this planned except for like 3 minutes before I went live. And it's 8:30 now. So I'll probably stay on for a little bit longer. Then I'm going to go play some Planet Coaster. If you guys are gamers and you have never played Planet Coaster, oh man, it is awesome. If you like games like Roller Coaster Tycoon and you've played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, think of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 on steroids. This game is absolutely pristinely awesome. I think you really like it if you like that kind of stuff. And then I'm not sure what else I'll play. I've got a couple games that I picked up during the Steam sale, their autumn sale they called it, but it's like their holiday stuff. And I'm sure they'll have another one for Christmas. But it was over Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and they had a lot of games on sale for very low. Yes, it is on Steam. It is only on Steam. It's like, I think during, they allowed you to pre-order it, and I think they brought it down to a $40 price. I think it's $45 right now, or $44, I want to say, something like that. And I usually do not buy games as soon as they come out. I have to really fall in love with something. And I was watching videos. I watched the video on Steam of it. And they really were marketing it very well on their own personal channel, on the Planet Coaster channel. And just selling it. And it was just like, I've got to have this game. So I went ahead and bought it on the Steam sale. I was kind of hoping it would go down in price, but since it was new, I wasn't really expecting that to happen. I just had my fingers crossed, thought, okay, this would be cool if it did. But it didn't. It was $44, but it's worth it. And then what else did I pick up? I picked up Transport Fever, which is kind of like a transportation simulation. You're trying to build cities. So you're trying to build transportation lines with buses and trains and planes and trains, planes, and automobiles. And what else? Boats, also, ships. So you're trying to build these cities up and make them profitable by connecting lines, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of complicated at first. There is a learning curve to it, but once you get over that, it's a lot of fun. What shirt is that? This shirt I got from the most recent 1UP box that I did a unboxing video for. We've got Fry. I'm backwards here. I'm looking at the camera here. We've got Fry from Futurama. We have Link over here, and we've got Harry Potter over here, and they're all battling this three-headed dog dude. The one thing, I love the shirts that come out of Loot Crates. I love the shirts that come out of Geek Fuels. The one thing that kind of bothers me about the shirts that come out of the 1UP box, or at least the last 3 shirts that I've gotten, and I've only gotten 3 boxes so far, is it's always 3 characters doing something. It doesn't seem to vacillate from that formula, which is kind of weird. It's just like, you know, you never know what you're going to get on Loot Crate or Geek Fuel. But so far, I think it's safe to say that if you get 1UP box, you can be pretty sure it's 3 characters of who knows who that goes along with the theme for the box, doing battle or doing something. But I mean, it's a shirt in my closet that I didn't have before, and so it's cool. And it's a nerdy shirt that I can wear around, so it's cool. It's awesome. I'll tell you what, I got an email, so it doesn't get interesting after a while, I guess. I'm kind of hoping for better things with 1UP. Let me say this. They're not bad, but they're not as good as Loot Crate and Geek Fuel. I'll just leave it at that. Do you like Batman Beyond? You know what? I have never seen Batman Beyond. I have heard good things about it. If I'm not mistaken, I know that Mark Hamill has done an excellent job of voicing the Joker. And I think that is Batman Beyond. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen it. What I am a fan of, as far as Batman goes, is the 1966 Batman. I love the TV series. It is campy, it is fun, and I absolutely love it. Let me show you a couple pops. If you didn't see them on my channel before, one of my guys fell over. He doesn't stand up very well. Batman from the 1966 and Robin from the 1966. I love these guys. Like I said, I'm a pop vinyl fanatic. And they've got more in this series. They've got a 1966 Joker and a Catwoman. I think that's it. I don't know why they don't have a Penguin or a Riddler. No idea. Riddler is my favorite. And Batgirl just came out. I actually saw a post on Instagram. Was it a week ago? A few days ago from Funko, promoting a Batgirl, and this looks like the 1966 version of Batgirl. So I want that thing. It would be great to get her together with Batman and Robin. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for boxes, I would go ahead and get. I love Geek Fuel. Absolutely love Geek Fuel. But Loot Crate is its equivalent, or vice versa. The others I'm not really familiar with. I do watch Nudie Nerd. Really? Newbie Nerd. Holy crap. Newbie Nerd on Nerdy Noob. I got her name turned around. Nerdy Noob on YouTube. And she does unboxings constantly, sometimes twice a day. So, I mean, if you're not familiar with a lot of the subscription boxes, the geeky subscription boxes, because that's primarily what she does. She doesn't do the foodie stuff like I do. Check her out on YouTube, and you'll get an idea of what's in certain boxes and what you should get. And I can't remember my first introduction, whether it was from her to Geek Fuel. And my son got Loot Crate a long time ago. That's where I first learned about Loot Crate. And I may have seen an ad on Facebook and checked out Geek Fuel. I'm not sure. Have you saw the Killing Joke movie, or have you just read the comic? Neither one, James. I don't know about either one of those. I am looking forward to the new Batman cartoon, the 1966 Batman cartoon. I hear it's really well done. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not familiar with either of those. Sorry, man. Oh, let's see. What else can we talk about today? You know, if you guys have anything you want to say, any questions, we can turn this into a Q&A or whatever. Oh, I'll show you another couple pop vinyls that I got that I really like. All of a sudden, my desk is getting very crowded. I go ahead and put Batman and Robin back up here. Okay. This is not a Funko Pop, and I can't remember exactly where it is. I know I got it out of one of the boxes. Your tooth fell out. The crap you do? How'd that happen? When did you start YouTube? Originally, I started YouTube in 2006, which was a year after they basically opened their virtual doors, with just a channel that I still have, and it's just a throwaway channel. It's just a channel of the history of my life, where I used to vlog and do all kinds of weird crap and just threw videos up there. And occasionally I'll still throw videos up there. But I started the Old Nerd Review channel going on 3 years ago now. And then I've got another couple channels. I've got one called Easy Everyday Solutions, where I offer solutions that you can orchestrate based on what you have in your home already, or just some really amazingly cool stuff. How about future food reviews? Are you going to do an In-N-Out? I don't have an In-N-Out around here. The closest In-N-Out, I believe, is down in California, and I'm up here in Washington State. So that's out of the question, because I bit down on a jawbreaker too early. Oh, dude, that's harsh. Wow. Sorry about that. That sucks. Oh, on the $1 steak review. Yeah, that was kind of scary, but hey, it was actually pretty good for what it was. And I told the story. Can you see chat on YouTube? I'll tell you what. Right now, I am not seeing anything on YouTube. It says I'm offline, and I'm not sure exactly how to turn it on from here. Yeah. So no, I can't right now, unfortunately. Anyway, when I went to get the steak originally, because I was doing the Eating the Dollar Store series, when I did when I did the steak review, I went in to pick it up and another couple things from Dollar Tree, and there was a guy in front of me that had an armful of these steaks, and he saw me pick them up, and he said, "You're gonna like these things." He is a college student, and he says he eats them constantly. So obviously they're not that bad. They're not gonna. You've got to take it for what it is. It's a dollar steak from the dollar store. So if you take it for what it is, you go, this is pretty good, actually. Don't expect some filet mignon that you get at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant or something, because that ain't going to happen. Oh, I am on YouTube. You're seeing it, James. Oh, doggone. So, well, I see the chat, and it says there's 0 watching right now. So I don't know exactly where to look. Wow. Let me flip this over here. See, it says I'm streaming also on YouTube. It says I'm live on YouNow. And this is all in order. But, wow. But as far as, hold on. Let me do this. Watching right now. So hold on. Hey, okay. Got it. I am streaming now. So, hey, everybody who has been saying stuff on YouTube, I didn't know this thing was going. It didn't say I was on the air. So, hey, I see Happy Man Stacks, Howdy Dude, and Alfredo, Howdy Dude, and Patty, and Super Monkey, and this is great. Awesome. So I'm going to have to go back and forth the way Ian K did. Hey, Ian, where are you, man? Get on and let's talk. It's really weird because there is a time delay. There's a time delay back and forth. So I'm kind of out of the peripheral vision here. I'm watching myself on this time delay, and it's kind of throwing me off. So I'm going to go back and forth. Are you actually a nerd? Oh, dude, I am a huge nerd. The best thing you can do as you get older is to remain safe and secure in your own skin. If you like stuff when you're a kid and you still like that stuff when you're an adult, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am such a nerd. I mean, I wear nerd shirts right now. Here, check out my socks. There we go. We got Link. We've got Legend of Zelda socks on. If that doesn't tell you if I'm a nerd. Anyway, I was going to show you this guy that I got out of a box. I love the movie Aliens. One of my favorite movies. This is just little dude. There he is. Alien Queen. A xenomorph. And he's just got squatty little legs. But anyway, the other recent pops that I got, and you wrestling fans will appreciate this if you like pro wrestling. And I go back to the 70s. I started watching pro wrestling in 1978. Do you like Predator 2? Didn't care as much for Predator as I did Alien. Alien just, I don't know, it just did it so well. And Predator was more about, I don't know. I don't know really how to explain it. So anyway, I go back to the territories. The territories before, Vince McMahon drove everybody into the freaking ground. Two of my favorite wrestlers. First of all, I got Bret the Hitman Hart, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And he is really well done as a typical pop. And then Mr. Roddy Piper with his kilt there and his attitude and his big old boots. And this was actually a Target exclusive. This cost me $10 on Amazon. This cost me almost $20 because it was a Target only exclusive. Alien vs. Predator. I haven't seen it yet. and I really should. I should see it. I do not appreciate the critics, what they say. And they said it was a crappy movie. But you know what? There are a lot of movies that I really enjoy that they consider a crappy movie. So I shouldn't let that stop me. I should see it just so I can say that I have seen it, if nothing else. Attitude Era. Attitude Era was the last time WWE, WWF was any good. And then they went PG and they absolutely sucked. But, they had so much better stuff because they ran things correctly. They didn't have, I've got some really strong opinions. I listen to James E. Cornette or James Cornette all the time because the man knows what he's talking about. Do you like Triple H? Not in the role that he's playing right now. I liked Triple H when he was wrestling. Not as much as some of the other guys. Brett was awesome. Sean was awesome. And, I just don't like the way they run their business. And it used to be really good. I mean, some of the things that the problem is, Undertaker is awesome. The man is still going. It's absolutely freaking amazing. Let me go back over here to YouTube here. Worst food you have reviewed this far. Big Star 1244. Worst food you have reviewed so far. Oh man, that's a hard one. There are some that have been. I'll tell you one. I'll tell you the review that has made me the most upset. It was over at IHOP. They had this waffle that was supposedly supposed to have bacon and cheese inside of it, right? So I get it to go. Just the waffle alone was $6. And it was almost the size of an Eggo waffle that you would get. Oh, are you leaving, happy man? Well, doggone, dude. You're not supposed to leave. You're supposed to hang around. Anyway, okay, have a good one, buddy. I will talk to you later. How's your son feeling? Are you still here? How's your son feeling? I know that you said he wasn't feeling that well. And I'll just go on talking until I see him, unless he dropped out. But anyway, it was about the size of an Eggo waffle. And when I got inside, I couldn't find any bacon. The cheese was barely even there. It's on the channel, so if you go over to YouTube or if you're here now, check out the IHOP waffle. I can't remember what it was called, but just type in IHOP into the search on my page and you'll find it. That irritated me because I paid $6 for basically a bait and switch. Is what I considered it. So, but I don't know what the worst thing I've had. There were some stuff that I didn't like. I'm not a spice guy. I don't like spicy stuff. Ginger beer. I didn't like that ginger beer, that cock and bull ginger beer, man. But my son loves ginger beer. That's something that he likes, but I couldn't handle that. That was nasty. So anyway, yeah, but there's a few, and I'll tell you what, I am putting, if you don't know yet, Undertaker and Sting. When did they have that? See, that's one thing that really irritated me about Sting coming in, is I never in my life thought Sting would cave and go over to Vince. And then as soon as he did, they buried him in his first match. I thought that was horrible. They buried the guy. He should have went over. Tripp should have put him over, and he should have won that first match. It just, where do you go from there? You bring a guy in, and then all of a sudden you bury him. And where do you go from there? It just was horrible booking. I know that they write nowadays instead of book. And that's one of the problems. Is they're not booking stuff anymore. They're not letting the wrestlers participate as much as they did. They're scripting their promos, which when in territory days, when you saw a guy get up there and do a promo off the cuff, I mean, it was scripted, of course, to the point where it followed the storyline, but it was all off the cuff, and they were awesome. Some of the most awesome promos you will ever see is when they didn't write for them. Do you think you found a food from... Do you think they would be any good? Do you think before you ate a food from 7-Eleven, do you think they would be any good? A nerd and a metalhead. All right. I liked 80s metal. Don't care for the stuff today. 7-Eleven, the one I have almost right next door to me, is amazing now. And it wasn't amazing before. It was owned by a franchisee who's... oh, hold on. For some reason, it's blocking some of the people on YouTube just because they're saying stuff. Oh, maybe it's my word. I've got some words that are blocked and stuff like that. So if you want to say something on YouTube and you don't want to get automatically blocked, just watch the language and it'll be okay. Do you like Joey's World Tour? I'm looking at some of the... Yeah, I like Joey. I've done a collab with him, and he's a good guy. He really is a nice guy. But let me finish about my 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven over here was owned by a franchisee, and his wife basically ran the store, and it was horrible. The service was horrible. The food was horrible. One night I went in to get a coffee refill, and they didn't have any coffee made up, and she made me feel bad about asking to have coffee made. It was horrible. Then corporate, 7-Eleven corporate bought them out, and now it's a corporate store, and it's like night and day. It's incredible. The food is really good. All the stuff that I've tried, with a few exceptions. Nothing's been really bad, but some things have been mediocre. But for the most part, it's been really good, and especially since they got that oven in, that oven that cooks your pizza in like 5 minutes or something like that. It's really amazing, and it puts out some good pizza. But this 7-Eleven, now that it's gone corporate, night and day. And they are the nicest people over there, and they treat you good. And that's the big part for me. The biggest part for me is them treating people good. Let's see. I'm going back and forth between the chats here. Metallica versus Pantera. Never listened to any of them, really. Like I said, I was more of a 70s, 80s metal guy. So we're talking... a lot of the hair bands started out with Kiss, then stuff like Twisted Sister, Def Leppard, who else? Cinderella I liked. They kind of sound like AC/DC. The lead singer kind of sounded like... The band kind of sounded like AC/DC, and I think that's why I liked them. Okay, so was I talking about anything else? Mike, I'll tell you what, if you can find a corporate store, have them cook the pizza. Like I said, I wouldn't say something's good if it's not, and the pizzas that I've had that I still regularly get from 7-Eleven, this corporate store over here, they're awesome. They're really good. Do you like the band? Are you saying Triumph? Mexican Kid? I'm trying to remember. I mean, it definitely wasn't one of my favorites, but I'm trying to remember any of their hits. Did they have any hits? Or were they just kind of mainstream? Just buy soda. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love Slurpees. I love the Slurpees over at 7-Eleven. They have the new Orange Jones soda over there that I haven't tried yet, but I usually get the banana Slurpees, and it's really weird because I don't like the taste of banana, or I don't like bananas because I eat by texture, but I do like banana flavored stuff, so I love the banana Slurpees. They always have it soggy in the middle. And this is cooking it in the store, because I haven't had a problem with any of their pizzas, except for one that I brought home and cooked myself and cooked it wrong. That sucked. But anything that I've had them make in the store for me has been really good. Late on the line. Oh, I know the title. I'm trying to get the tune in my head, and I can't get the tune in my head. Diet Coke. Oh, no, Kelly, that's nasty. You need to have the real thing. The real thing. Coca-Cola. But whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, James, not really heavy metal is not really my thing. I'm a 70s kid. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and that's my music. New wave and all the 70s bands. I love some of my favorites. I love Foreigner. Do you review things that you might think is good? Yes, I do. I have one coming out tomorrow, so check it out on the channel. I went over specifically because I think it sounded good. But yeah, I review things that I think might be good. Sometimes those are the things that end up disappointing me the most, because I have this expectation of, oh, I'm going to try something good, and then I get there and it lets me down. But yeah, check out the channel tomorrow. The video will release at 9 or 9:30 tomorrow. I've got it set up for 9 or 9:30 tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. But anyway, I love Foreigner. I love let's see, Queen. I love ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, Kiss, older Kiss, the Eagles. Love the Eagles. Some of my other stuff. Some of these bands are just slipping my mind, but I've got a huge CD collection of all kinds of stuff. Do you? Okay, I read that already. Okay, let's go back over to YouTube. We're playing jump back and forth. Okay. Coffee videos. Did you like the dark roast that was in the sub box? Seemed like a bunch of light roasts. I haven't tried anything but that one. I'm wanting to get a burr grinder, like I've told you on the videos before. If you're a coffee freak, and if you're a coffee freak, League of Legends. No, I have not played League of Legends. I've seen it, and I have a friend who likes it, but I haven't played it myself. But if you're a coffee freak and you want really good coffee, make sure you get bean coffee and grind your own beans. But don't get like a Krups or anything that's a blade grinder, because what that does is it crushes the beans and it cuts them unevenly. If you get a burr grinder, which is like gears, kind of like gears working together, they cut the beans evenly, and the burr grinders, the good ones, have multiple settings. So if you want a drip coffee, you can set it for a drip setting and it'll grind it up for that. But if you want to do it in a pour over or a French press, it'll do a coarse grind, because coarse grinds, and you don't do that with the drip coffee and vice versa. It does more of a coarse grind, and you can do it in a French press and a pour over. And if you've never had French press or pour over, you never want to go back to drip after having those. They're so good. Yeah, bean coffee is absolutely to kill for. Try a Philly steak. Are you talking like over at Arby's? I'll tell you what, I think No, that's a Reuben. Subway has a new Reuben sandwich that I've been looking to try. I've never done a review on Subway sandwiches because they're all so similar. But that Reuben really struck me because I love Reuben sandwiches, and I'm going to have to try it because this is pretty unique. London. So really in London. Awesome. Hey, I love Walker's Crisps. If you don't know, I love Walker's Crisps. They are so awesome. Hey, Tony, still your air fryer. How's it going? Yes, I rarely use my air fryer yet. I need to use it more because I love fried food, but I don't like all the grease and calories and stuff like that go along with it. So, I've got the air fryer here. I'll show you. Let me go. Oh, hold on. I'll have to go over to YouNow because, like I said, it's delayed over here. There's the air fryer right back there. And it is awesome. It has done some awesome cooking stuff. It's very easy to use too. And Happy Man, you're still here, man. You said you was going bye-bye and then you didn't. That's nice. I'm glad you're still here. What video games have you played before? What video games have I played before? You're joking, right? I'm an old guy. I was playing video games back when the first Prince of Persia came out. I played it. What did I play that on? I want to say it was an 8088, but that seems too old. 486, I believe I played it on a 486. I've played a lot of video games. Quake series has always been my favorite. First-person shooters, Quake is classic. So, I used to play a mod called Weapons Factory Arena, and that was in Quake 3. I also played a mod called Freeze Tag in Quake 2, and I was on a clan in both of those. It was fun. I wish that that community would come back and the servers would fill up again. That was fun stuff. Are you a fan of horror movies? I'm a fan of thrillers. I don't like just slasher movies. I like stuff that messes with your mind. One of my favorites is The Shining with Jack Nicholson. That's probably one of my... And you may consider Aliens a horror movie. I kind of consider that a sci-fi action horror. It kind of crosses genres. I like old stuff. Old sci-fi stuff. Not a huge horror fan like slasher stuff. Like I said, I like stuff like Sixth Sense because it messed with your mind. If you ever saw The Others, that was a really good one. That was also a twist in the ending that was really good. Here's Johnny. That's right. Wow, you know what? I saw Shelley Duvall. I caught an episode of Dr. Phil. I usually don't watch Dr. Phil, but she was on Cujo was good. I like a lot of Stephen King movies. I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. All of a sudden, I've lost the name of the movie. It was really good. James Caan and Misery. That is a good one, directed by Rob Reiner. God, I'm trying. All of a sudden, I'm getting into these different conversations, and then I forget what I was talking about 5 seconds ago. I was talking about The Others. The Others was a good movie. It had a nice twist at the end. I'm a guy who likes comedies a lot because it kind of takes you away, and you don't really think about life for a while. So I like good comedies. A lot of the older stuff. Hey, the Dalles, Oregon. That's awesome. I was just down there a while ago, Josh, and I know exactly where the Dalles is, Eastern Oregon. Used to pass by through the Dalles all the time when I was headed over to Idaho. which is where my mom's family lives. I don't know where he lives. Or are we talking about me? I don't know. I'm in Washington. IDK, that's I don't know, Patty. I'm in Washington State, the great Pacific Northwest. My mom thinks Stephen King is sick in the head. Well, you know, by some of the stuff he puts out, he's kind of got probably at least a screw loose or two. So your mom may be right. Let's see, what else? Talked about movies, talked about professional wrestling, talked about Funko Pops. Yay. Talked about coffee, which is cool. So get a bird grinder. If you're serious about your coffee, get a bird grinder. They're fairly expensive for good ones. Don't get cheap ones. But I mean, you're getting what you pay for. Okay, so going back over to YouTube. You want to send me a Philly cheesesteak? How are you going to send a Philly cheesesteak, Patty? That would be interesting. I'll tell you what, if you're serious as a heart attack, go to my About page on YouTube here, on my channel, on my About page, and you can find my email address there. Send it there. Send me the info. Send me an email, and we'll talk. Let's talk about dogs. Okay, what about dogs? My son has a dog. He's a hella cutie dog. Super Monkey, thank you so much for coming by. And you guys, you have a good evening. I appreciate that. Talk about dogs. Let's see. I don't have a dog, basically because my apartment complex doesn't allow me to have dogs. But I love Boston Terriers. I love pugs. Pugs are probably my favorite dog. I think Brock Lesnar is going to heat up Goldberg at the Royal Rumble. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. If I wasn't a subscriber, which I'm not right now, to the WWE Network and just spending $9.99 a month for everything, but if I had actually spent money on a ticket to go to Survivor Series to see Brock crushed in a minute and a half for the main event, I would have been absolutely pissed. I'm telling you. Because it's just like, I want a good long match. I want something that has me on the edge of my seat for at least 20 minutes. You know, make your main events an hour long. You know, stretch them out. Get the audience into it. I think it was a real bad thing to have Brock be crushed in a minute and a half. It was ridiculous. All right, Mike, you take care, my friend. I will see you later. Goldberg versus CM Punk. Now, that would be interesting. I like Punk. I think he was great. He did some of the best mic drop promos I have ever seen. I mean, I've got a playlist that I created here on YouTube of nothing but Punk's promos. Is just amazing. Is going to be a great match. Goldberg and Brock. Well, it could have been. It could have been the first time, and they just. It was just horrible. It reminded me. That match reminded me of when they let Sting get squashed by Triple H at WrestleMania. It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah, I don't like that CM Punk left either. But, you know, the guy seems like his own man. And he legitimately didn't seem happy there. And if you're going to do something, you got to do what you're happy with. And if you're not having fun and you're not happy with what you're doing, you need to do something else. And I don't know how he's doing it. Is he even doing UFC? I know that he started to, but I don't even know if he's doing it now. Punk seems kind of small to do something like that, but, you know, hey, I could be wrong. What do you think of women wrestling? It depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking old school women wrestling, it was pretty good. The It depends on who it is. It really depends on who it is. If we're talking divas in WWE, no. I like NXT. I like NXT. I love Samoa Joe. I love Eric Young. I love Bobby Roode. I think that TNA really screwed themselves by letting them go because they're great. But some of the wrestlers in NXT are awesome. Some of the women wrestlers. If they're just there to show off their ass, that's not wrestling to me. It's just not. How do I get the movie gigs you get? Any tips? The movie gigs. Oh, are you talking the background acting stuff? See if there's somebody in your area. The company that I go through, did go through, was called Extras Only, and they're here in the Portland area. And I just signed up, and they've got so many productions going here in Portland. They had Leverage, which is where I cut my teeth, and then Grimm and Portlandia and the Librarians now. There's just a lot of production going on here. If you have production going on in your area, there's probably a place to sign up. I would check out Facebook, see if there's some groups. I know there's some groups that I'm signed up to, that I'm following, who deal with extras. But just see if there's a company in your area that deals with extras in your area. And I don't know where you're at if there's any productions going on there, but occasionally movies might come to your area. But Portland's big. It's just real big for that kind of stuff, for movies and commercials and TV shows. This is going to be the last season of Grimm that's going on right now. So the only thing open to me right presently is either Portlandia or the Librarians. I hear that Portlandia is thinking of stopping too. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it doesn't pay a lot. I mean, you'll maybe make a little more than minimum wage as an extra, but it's fun, and it's experience, and it can open other doors to other stuff. And I say, anytime you can open other doors to other stuff, you never know who's watching you, and that's why I love YouTube so much. Is you never know the eyes that are watching your videos from time to time, and it may turn into something big. Minneapolis, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch much TV anymore. I used to be an avid, just a fanatic when I was younger in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, around there. But about the only few shows that I watch right now, I watch The Walking Dead. Although this season I'm getting really frustrated with because it's going so slow. They're paralleling the storylines, and it's just... and I watch Shark Tank a lot. Those are about the only two shows that I watch religiously right now. The PSU I'm really not into real sports. I like soccer. I like arena football because it's fast, although I don't follow it. And I love rodeo, but about the only thing that I'm really into is the pro wrestling. And I mean, that's just because I'm hanging on to it by a thread, and it's just so ridiculous. When they started this whole broken Matt Hardy thing at TNA, I thought, you guys have jumped the shark. Just shoot yourself. It's over. Yep, Walking Dead is great. But like I said, this season, the first episode of the season with Negan taking out Glenn and Abraham, I thought that set the mood for the rest of the season. And then I'm going, they're just telling these parallel storylines about in the same time frame, and it's just dragging. This last one with Tara, are you joking? It was so boring and poorly written. I just going, oh man, you need to pick it up. And I know they're losing viewership because of the same thing. I'm not the only one who feels this way. Okay, I haven't gone over to YouNow lately. So, do you like John Cena? I can take John or leave him. He was in a training federation. I can't remember the name of the organization that he was in before he went into the WWE. And he was good there. And I looked at him. I have an eye for these things. I'm telling you, I should be a booking promoter. I should be booking matches. I should be a talent scout. I'm telling you, because when I first saw Cena in this organization, prior to knowing who the heck he was, I said, this guy is going to be big. He was. The very first time I ever saw Rock, I said, this guy's going to be big. And he was. And it's just, I have a feeling for these guys. And they just turn out good. So I thought, you know what? I should have been a talent scout in somewhere. Okay. Going back over. The only good thing about TNA, I think, is that Cody Rhodes' debut was great. It could have been better, but it was pretty good. It could have been better. I appreciated TNA when it was under the rule of Jeff Jarrett. That was good. And then, as soon as Dixie Carter came in and she brought in Hulk Hogan, everything went to hell. And now it just, in my mind, it sucks. I mean, they lost AJ, they lost Samoa Joe, they lost Bobby Roode, they lost Eric Young. I mean, every once in a while I'll tune in and watch. They don't know what the hell to do with James Storm anymore. I'm surprised he's still there, that he hasn't jumped ship. Have you seen any of the new Westworld series? I haven't. I love the movie, the 1970 movie, but I haven't seen the series yet. But I know that it is on Netflix. It's either on Netflix or Amazon Prime or both. I can't remember which one, but I have both, so I am going to check it out. Bring back the chair shot to the head. Yeah, well, that went out with, when the PG era came in. No more blading, no more chair shots to the head. I didn't care for ECW stuff because they really hurt each other, and that makes it so your career isn't going to be around very long. And there's no need for it. I cut my teeth on Portland wrestling. And one of the most underrated heel wrestlers, and forget about what they did to him when they brought him into the WWF for a short time, was Playboy Buddy Rose. He was one of the most hated heels in professional wrestling. And I got to meet Buddy one time and talked with him. And he told me in his career of over 20 years, and I can't remember how long he went, but at that time it was 20 years, the only time he had ever hurt himself was, aside from blading on purpose, was when he walked up the steel stairs and cut his leg. I think he cut his calf on the stairs. That was it. Because good wrestlers don't need to hurt each other. It's just the way it is. Yeah, Mick was great. But, he is so crippled up now. He can barely even walk. His knees are bad. His hip is bad. His back's bad. Everything's bad as far as Mick. I'm surprised that man can even put together a single sentence. The Mexicools. Where were they? I remember that name, but I can't remember where they are. One thing that I'm liking is WCPW here on YouTube. The British wrestling, the stuff over in the UK, that's getting pretty good. Unfortunately, they're bringing Broken Matt in for some odd reason. That has got to be the stupidest storyline I have ever seen in my life. It's just ludicrous. I mean, when you're watching wrestling, it's a suspension of belief, but it doesn't mean you have to look absolutely comic book ridiculous. And that's what this whole Matt Hardy thing is. Make it look like a homeless man. Yeah, he's pretty shaggy. I mean, he's really got a bigger beard now that he's come back to WWE. Roman Reigns. The few times that I've seen Roman Reigns, I don't think they're doing him right. I think he could have been bigger, and I think he still could be bigger, but they're just not booking him right. And that's the problem with the company. You know, they're the ones who are doing him wrong. They're screwing, you know, just like with so many other wrestlers that could have been so good. And once they hit the WWE, I'll tell you what, you know, the Bushwhackers, they were comic book stupid, silly, kiddie stuff in the WWF and WWE. But originally, when I saw the Bushwhackers, they were named the Kiwis, the sheep herders, and they were all throughout the territories, and they came in and stayed in the Pacific Northwest for a long time, and they were one of the nastiest, most hated heels. They were awesome. They were scary, dangerous. And they were awesome. And then when Vince brought him in, they put that Bushwhacker thing on him, and the rest is stupidity history. Well, like I said, Roman Reigns isn't doing anything wrong. It's what they're doing with him. Y2J and yeah, you know, every once in a while I'll check out some of the clip videos of WWE here on YouTube, but I don't watch Raw completely through. It bores the hell out of me. I don't watch TNA. I watch the clips here on YouTube, and you know, every once in a while I'll watch a Broken Matt one just to see how bad it's going to make me puke. Yeah, Rocky was done right. I mean, the Attitude Era was awesome. When the guys, when Undertaker was so over, when Rock and Austin were so over, they were doing it really good. They had some really good stuff going, and then it all went to hell. Got in an argument, something like that, and Jericho ended up getting attacked. Oh yeah, I saw that where he put Jericho on the car, on the top of the car. That was kind of cool. I feel sorry for, whenever they destroy property and stuff like that, even when it's theirs, it's just like, oh my goodness, that was such a beautiful car. That was a plate glass. That was one of the best matches that I remember, that I still watch over and over again, that I come back to, was the match between Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon. And it was that at Survivor Series? I think it was at Survivor Series, where Kurt kept on putting Shane through the plate glass on the you know, up near the entrance, and the plate glass wouldn't break, and so he kept on slamming him through and threw him through. That was incredible. Shane McMahon, for not being a wrestler, is one of my favorite wrestlers. Are you a fan of Jurassic Park movies? I haven't seen the last one. I did see the first two, and I like those, but I haven't seen the most recent one, so I don't know. Did Spielberg do that? Patty, you've been blocked. Don't swear. That's what's blocking you. I've got a thing that instantly blocks comments if you're using language. Yeah, like I said, it's blocking it. So, you know, just don't do it. Keep the language to a bare minimum. Poop King, are you leaving? All right, take care, man. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it so much. This was fun. I'll have to do that again. Pedigree, yes. 80s and 90s were the best times for wrestling and storylines for myself. I agree, Mark. Good stuff. Good stuff. But like I said, I go back beyond that. And, when I started watching Portland, I don't know if you'll know some of these guys, a lot of these guys you'll know. Roddy was in the Pacific Northwest, and he lived out in Hillsboro here in Oregon for years and years before he passed away. But Bull Ramos, Apache Bull Ramos, Jesse the Body Ventura was here for a long time. Adrian Adonis, before he went into WWF and got huge, he was great. He was a good face here in Portland. I don't think he ever went heel here in Portland. Kurt Hennig was great here in Portland. Who else? So many. Jonathan Boyd, Kangaroo Lord Jonathan Boyd was such an awesome face. I hated when he went heel, and he went heel in some of the other territories. Let's see who else. Buddy Rose, like I said, one of the most underrated heels ever. Billy Jack Haynes, before he went absolutely insane, and that's through drug use. Guy was a big druggie, and he just made some stupid decisions. He could have been big. I predicted him to be big, and he was big for a while when Vince brought him in. He was even bigger here in Portland, but then he got stupid. Brian Adams, who was Demolition's crush in WWF, was here for a long time in Portland. The Grappler, let's see, Dynamite Kid was here for a long time. Ultimate Warrior was a whack job. I mean, his promos never made sense. It was like, what kind of drugs are you on, dude? But, he had great charisma. You got to give him that. He's like Hogan. Great charisma, but as far as wrestling, Buddy Rose was freaking great. Yep, absolutely, Buddy Rose was freaking great. Until, of course, like I said, Vince brought him in, made him into a joke. Just like he did when he brought Rip Oliver in. Rip Oliver was a great heel here in Portland. And then Vince brought him in for a short time in just some stupid, pre-match crap, and just buried the guy. It was sad. I liked Jake. Jake was cool. Dynamite Kid pile driving Kurt Hennig. Not familiar with that. Was that in WWF? Or was it here in Portland? Yes, he did. Kurt worked in Portland. Both him and Larry did. His dad. Yeah, and I like Jake, like I said. Jake was good. Seen Eddie. Holy crap. Are you kidding? There's too many. Eddie Guerrero was classic. He was so much fun, and he was such a good wrestler too. When he started out in well, I don't know exactly where he started out. I think he started out in Brett's Stampede Wrestling. I think that's where Eddie started out, I think. But Eddie was hilarious, and he was a great wrestler. When I saw him in WCW, it was just like, that guy's going to be great. And they did him right. Ric Flair was great. No, he's just weird. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of the funniest promos that I watch over and over again is Ric Flair and Jay Lethal facing off. And Jay Lethal doing his Ric Flair imitation and them doing the woo off back and forth. That is absolutely one of my favorite interaction promos ever. It's so spot on imitation. FaZe, thank you so much for coming by, stopping by, and hanging out. And thank you so much for watching the channel. Really appreciate that. So you take care. Have a good night, buddy. What's your opinion on jailbreaking? I don't know what jailbreaking is. I'm over here at YouNow. I'm going back and forth. I don't know what jailbreaking is, Jay Lee. No idea what that is. Well, like I said, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, I think they could be big. They're just booking them wrong. Big Boss Man, yeah, he was good. I think that WWE, WWF was better in the 80s than it is right now. They did it right because they didn't have, see, they built up anticipation. They didn't have a pay-per-view every month. They only had like maybe 4 at the most pay-per-views a year, to the point where once they did do a pay-per-view, it was a huge anticipated thing. Now it's just like they do them all the time. It's just like big deal. Same thing with the belts. When they were doing it right, they wouldn't have a belt change for like sometimes 6 months, sometimes a year, sometimes more. That made the belt change, when it did change hands, more important and more exciting, because this guy had held it for so long and it was such a huge thing. And now they do it too often, and they, you know, they're just not doing it right. Like I said, listen to Jim Cornette, listen to his channel, and anything that you can hear from him. This man knows wrestling and what it should be like, what it was, what it should be like, what it'll never be again, unfortunately. I thought the Shield was back. Didn't the Shield reform? I thought they did recently. Oh yeah, a lot of memories. I'll tell you what. He loved Don Owen so much he refused to work in Oregon when WWE... yeah, Roddy was a stand-up guy, and I'll tell you what, my very first match at the Portland Sports Arena, my very first wrestling match, was Roddy Piper as a heel and his tag team partner, Bad News Tim Brooks, in a squash match, handicap match, against Andre the Giant. Don Owen had brought Andre in for that. That was my very first live event. I can't even remember who else wrestled there, because that one stuck in my mind so much. By the end of the night, I had been jumping up and screaming and yelling and hollering and having such a good time. I was soaked in sweat by the end of that night. The hardcore belt. What, you mean the one where you can get pinned everywhere in the city and in buildings and stuff? That was fun. I liked that. That was fun. Let's see. Flair, I lost it when he busted his own head. Yeah, that was crazy. With him and Mick in TNA when they were hitting themselves in the head. That was freaking insane. It was just like, seriously, dudes. That is seriously some hardcore stuff. That was fun. Let's see. Going back over to you now. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. My favorite line from Vince McMahon is "Shut up." When Vince was going, they were doing the whole Austin Vince thing. That was classic stuff. And then Vince, just the whole thing with McMahon got old, and you know, it's just destroying wrestling. So many of the places, TNA is destroying wrestling. I had big hopes for Jeff Jarrett's federation, his organization, Global Force, when I first heard about it, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of it since. I know that they're doing some small local shows, but it's just like, man, seriously, because, you know, like I said, TNA was great under Jarrett until Dixie took over, and I had high hopes for Global Force, and then nothing came of it. Like I said, the WCPW right here on YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube over in the UK, is some good stuff. I like NXT stuff, and ROH I really don't catch that often, so I really don't know a lot about it. I know that Jay Lethal, who I think is an amazing wrestler, and has a great persona, he has a lot of charisma, is over in the ROH, and he does good stuff. Donald Trump match. Oh, Jiminy. Okay. Yeah, that was silly. That was funny. Vince needs to hand the keys over to Jerry Jones. I'm not sure who Jerry Jones is. he definitely needs to take the keys away from his friggin' daughter and his brother-in-law, whoever the heck he is. Because they're just doing horrible things. I'll tell you guys, I'm going to have to let you go. I have got some videos to do. I'm going to go play some Planet Coaster, and I may play some American Truck Simulator, and may do a video over on the gaming channel. But I want everybody, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. This was the first one I've done of these, and I'll probably do some more because it's fun. I was hoping Ian would have stopped by, because I stopped by on yours, Ian, and you didn't stop by on mine. You suck, buddy. You suck. So everybody over on YouNow, thank you very much for tuning in. Everybody over on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. And everybody on YouNow, if you're not familiar with my YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/Old Nerd Reviews, and we do food reviews, we do product reviews, we do demos, we do unboxings, and do all kinds of nerdy, fun stuff over there. I have a good time, and I want to thank everybody who's subscribed over there. And I'd love to have you people from YouNow over there just to join the Old Nerd Crony Community. You get that, YouTube. Anyway, you guys have a freaking awesome rest of the weekend, and I will see you again. You guys take care. I'll see you. Bye.